Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome back to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. We also create comic books as part of this challenge that I'm doing right now, the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge, where you spend 30 minutes a day at least working on your own personal comic book project. Now, if you're new to this, you may be asking, what is this all about? Well, I kind of explained it to you. But how did it start off? It started off by Kevin Cross, who originated this thing, and now it's just kind of blown up. I mean, it's out there in the stratosphere, it's out there in the zeitgeist. People are getting involved, people are doing the challenge. A lot of people, some people crash and burn, some people succeed, and it's my goal to succeed. I've done it once before, so I'm not too worried about it, but I can tap myself on the back in saying that so far where are we in the challenge? Well, let's find out. We'll get back to that in a minute, but we got our pad of paper, we got our big fat Sharpie. All right, we are at day, look at that, day 85. Can you believe that? Like 15 days to go. So, and like I was saying, I can kind of pat myself on the back because I haven't missed a day yet. I've uploaded these videos and I'm putting a lot more time in them than I did previously with my first go round. Trying to do a little more production value, stuff like that, some fun stuff, adding some tidbits, some vloggy type tidbits when I'm out and about or whatever. Try to add some of those elements to it and everything, and give you a little more in-depth in the process, and hopefully talk about the creation, the process rather of creating comic books, and hopefully giving you some tips and things along the way. So that's all the stuff that I'm trying to do, and so far I've been doing pretty good at it. So we're gonna see, we're in the home stretch now, I think, with 15 days to go, and that's pretty cool. You know, that is pretty cool. So it's not easy. Some people can make it look easy, but I've even seen some big time people that have struggled with this, and they continue to push forward. But it's hard to put these videos out and do the work every day. So if you're doing that, congratulations. And if you're thinking about doing it, you know, give it a shot. It can be hard, but you can do it. It's you just got to set your mind to it, and that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's what we're doing now. As far as what I'm working on, this is my comic book here, and we've got 3 issues available. This is Young and the Dead. It's a kids versus zombie story. It's like Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. If you're familiar with all those old 80s movies like Goonies or Monster Squad or E.T., Explorers, Stand By Me, imagine something like that with zombies. Or even like It's another one. And that movie's coming out if you've seen the previews for that. Or Stranger Things. So those type of movies. And I think the funny thing about from what I understand, is they kind of changed the time frame, because I think before the kids were in the 50s, and then when I think they probably went to the 80s or something like that. So now I think the second one, they want it to be, when they're adults, they want it to be in modern times. So they're gonna, instead of being in the 50s, they're gonna be in the 80s, which is gonna be a little more similar to, you know, my comic book takes place in the 80s. Stranger Things also does, and all the things that inspire me to create a book like this, like I said, Goonies and all that, those also take place in the 80s. So yeah, I don't know, I've got mixed feelings about this movie. I'm a Stephen King fan. Some of the stuff looks really cool, but you never know. But so, you know, I'm still iffy about the Pennywise, you know, but Tim Curry did such a great job in that television series, but that series had its problems too. So I am looking forward to that. But those are the things that I'm into, and those are things that inspire me to create. What inspires you to create? There's got to be things in your life, whether it's sword and sorcery, or it's, you know, futuristic sci-fi or whatever. What kind of stories do you like to create, and what are some of your inspirations? Let me know in the comment section, and I'm really curious about that. So, and how that happens if you are doing the 100 Days of Making Comics, how that influences you to create work and put out videos that you guys are doing. So anyway, without any further ado though, I think we're going to go up here, right here, to this device called the paralleloscope, which allows us to view alternate realities, parallel universe, where the progress of this comic book is already going on right now as we speak, so we're going to tap into that technology. We're going to see what's going on. If you've been keeping up, then you know that Phoenix Comic Con is about a month away, and I'm going to be exhibiting there. So yesterday I pulled all the stuff out of my closet, and now it's all here. And I've got to figure out what I've got, kind of go through some things. There's some things that I've been missing, some prints, some large prints that anytime I get an order, I have to go and get some more. So I knew I had some of these larger size prints, and I can't find them. I couldn't find them, but I think I may have found them. So let's see if this is what I think it is. Okay, so this little box here, or little flat, I don't know what you call it. The stuff that's wrapped here, this is my signage for my booth, but I think I may have stuck some of my larger prints in here that I've just, okay, so that's the signage. Ah, there they are. So these are my big, what are they, 20 by 30? Something like that, they're big. So I've been looking for these large prints. But yeah, here, so awesome. All right, great. I'm glad I found those. Those have been missing for like a year. Here's some of the other stuff that I pulled out. So these are my lighting stands, and I use that as my backdrop. But I got 2 or 3 lighting kits here. I probably won't need all of those because I'm going to work with a smaller space this year. So that's the main thing I'm trying to do, is figure out how to reconfigure this and everything so it'll all work. Because I've got, I may eliminate some products, but things that don't sell and everything. For the most part though, I'm gonna have the same amount of products. So I gotta figure out what to do with that. And of course, the logical thing is just to go up, but you can do that with prints, but I've got a lot of other tabletop things that I gotta deal with. So here we've got a couple boxes. Let's see what's in these boxes. All right, so in here, this is just some more kind of, you've seen the laboratory, sort of the same kind of pipe style setups. I've got, here's some display stands. There's a little spinner rack in here. What is this? That's my logo sign. And what's in this one here? Okay, we've got tablecloths and backdrops, and yeah, just more pipes and all that whimsical stuff that makes up the Serkworks Lab kind of brand. So I got all that stuff. And then that's my tabletop. It'll look like a conveyor belt when it's all done. So I've got that. So yeah, I got to figure out how to set this up. I'm gonna have 2, 6-foot tables instead of the 10 by 10 booth, which I don't know. I think I could still do all right with that. So okay, let's figure this thing out. I think this is going to work out pretty good. I don't think I'm going to lose all that much space. I don't know if you can see. So I've got 2 6-foot tables. The cool thing is, I'm hoping that the load-in is going to be a lot easier for me, because usually what I have to do when I've got the booth, they give you an 8-foot table, but the 8-foot table won't work for me. And it's weird because if I ask for a 6-foot instead, they charge me extra even though they would have gave me an 8-foot. So it's just weird. But what my configuration was before, I'll kind of show you. It was sort of an L shape. So I'd have a 6-foot and another 6-foot, and then I've got kind of an island thing that kind of goes around here. So I think that's all I'm going to lose. So that's not that bad. And the good thing is, because before when they just gave me the 8-foot table and I couldn't use it, I had to bring 2 of these. But since I've got 2 6-foot tables, they're gonna provide those for me. So I'm not gonna have to lug these in, and that's gonna be awesome. All right, I got my conveyor belt pieces on the table. You can see here kind of a long view. Now they need some touching up. They're kind of scuffed a little bit, but I still got plenty of space. So yeah, like I was saying, that piece right there, that's all that I'm losing as far as real estate on the table. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that I'm debating, and I don't know, because these are pretty, heavy and kind of hard to lug around. I'm wondering if it's worth it to bring these or just use, I've got tons of tablecloths. I could just lay those out It would be so much easier. And the thing is, you know, you try to make a cool setup and really put a lot into it, but most people don't even pay attention. I mean, there's so much stuff there. People just walk right by it. There's a few people that notice and say, oh man, this is a cool table, but is that really worth it? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Do you I mean, you'd probably get this similar effect with the black, just tablecloths. It would be so much easier, but man, I don't know. That's something I got to think about, whether, you know, I'm kind of a stickler for, you know, presentation, so that's my problem, and I kind of go a little up and or over and beyond or whatever. So, and this is just the tabletop. I've got stuff that comes out the front. I've got these like pipe things and all this other stuff, and it does look cool. But you know, you get people scrunched up in Artist Alley, and there's so much stuff that to look at that people don't pay attention to this stuff. Not that much anyway. So that's what I'm thinking about. I don't know, but. And the other thing about Artist Alley is that's where I'm going back to. And this is sort of a gamble on my part, because leaving the booth area and going back to Artist Alley, I don't know how easy it would be if I decide I like the booths better to go back to a booth, because now that spot is taken by somebody else. And I don't know what my placement is on Artist Alley, so hopefully I got decent placement, because, you know, I kind of had to kind of go back. But my theory is that people in Artist Alley they understand that the people in Artist Alley are the artists, and they're the ones creating this. But when you're out in the booth area, they just probably think all of the stuff that I sell is I'm just like a reseller or something, that I just, you know, pick this up somewhere and just plop it on a table, that they don't know that I'm the actual creator. So that's the idea behind going back to Artist Alley. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at. But I am happy with the amount of space I get. So we'll see if I decide to bring these, or if I just go with the tablecloth. Man, it would be so much easier with the tablecloth, but that's my dilemma. But anyway, so that's all I'm gonna do today. I think at least now I kind of know what I'm dealing with, and I still got close to a month. So I'll probably start putting some of this stuff back. And then, I don't know, I'll keep some of it out and maybe kind of figure out the backdrop and everything, and we'll go back to it as we get closer to the convention. All right, that'll do it for day 85. I'm running out I gotta get another pad of paper. I think I got maybe one more sheet on this one, so I better use this Vaculix system to contact people in the office supply room of the lab to get them to send up some more stuff. So anyway, this is day 85. We're gonna toss that out, which means I'll see you tomorrow for day 86. That is all. Hey everyone, you've seen the process. Now you can check out the story. Issues 1 through 3 of Young and the Dead are available at my website at serkworks.com. Also follow me on social media at the links listed below. Subscribe and check out some of the other videos in the series. There's much more to come.